here describe this family as very quiet and private. This is very shocking for everyone, and you can see behind us, this is still a very active scene. In fact, we just watched as the medical examiner removed the 2 bodies of the teenagers who were found killed in the basement here. Cops have been out here for going on 12 hours, and they still have a long day ahead of them. A quadruple homicide has broken the silence of a quiet neighborhood.
They were real quiet. They stayed to themselves. I mean, the kids, I've seen them walk by here. They're very respectful.
Police tell us a blended family lived here. The father accused of attacking his wife, Faith Green, and killing his 2 teenage stepchildren and his 2 younger girls. Family friend Bridget Baker says Green lived for her 4 children.
I mean, beautiful person, very outgoing, caring of her family, just a loving person. You know, there's not too much more you can say about her.
Police say the father and stepfather called 911 around 1:20 this morning, claiming he killed his whole family. Investigators found him sitting on the front porch, waiting to be arrested. Inside the home, police say they found the 2 older children, 17 and 19, shot and killed in the basement. The younger girls, 4 and 6 years old, were rushed to the hospital with their mother. We're told the girls died, police believe, from carbon monoxide. They believe the father put them in the car, manipulated the tailpipe, and killed the girls with exhaust fumes that filled this car.
I know the little ones, I mean, just typical children, you know, outgoing just like their mom. Always just a joy to be around when they were in my company.
Their mother, Faith Green, was stabbed and shot but is alive. Baker says the couple did have marriage issues. She says there were red flags.
There were some, but she really didn't share a whole lot with me. But there were some problems going on in the household from what I understand.
They separated for a little while, and then she was back maybe 4 or 5 months later, and they've been there ever since.
Police believe a rocky marriage may be motive. They're searching the couple's cell phones for clues.
It don't make any sense. Why would somebody do that? You know, I mean, I could see you killing yourself or something, but taking kills, why would you do that? That just don't make any sense.
So we have been out on the scene all morning speaking with neighbors, and they keep drawing our attention to the carport in front of this home. So we're going to zoom in to show you. You can see there are curtains hanging in this carport. Neighbors tell us the family used that carport as an outdoor living space. That's where they often held family get-togethers. In fact, they just had a birthday party there a few weeks ago, is what neighbors tell us. And the most shocking thing to these neighbors is they come out here and they see now a car parked in that carport. They tell us cars have never been parked in this carport before because, as you can see, they use this as an outdoor living space. Well, that is where police believe these 2 young girls were placed in that car and breathed in those exhaust fumes and then eventually died. So that is a car. You can't see it. It's being blocked right now, but that car was backed up into that carport. So just a heartbreaking story out here as these details continue to be divulged and revealed throughout this investigation. We will continue to stay on this throughout the day. Reporting live in Dearborn Heights, Shelley Childer, 7 Action News.
Simply unimaginable, Shelley. Thank you so much for the live report. We want to listen to some of the clips now of what officers were facing as they arrived at the home.
And the family trouble was called in by Taylor. And they left the location there. Told them that he killed his family members in the house. Trying to get him to secure the weapon or put it down.
There's 2 that aren't breathing. 1 appears to be alive.
Our crews will be on top of every angle of this breaking news story all day long. Make sure to check with 7 Action News and WXYZ.com for the
imaginable. Chadney Allen Sr. lost his only children, allegedly killed by a man who tried to use an insanity defense in 1992 when he killed his wife and unborn child.
My daughter was beautiful, cheerleading, and she had her head on her shoulders, and my son was a graduate. He was doing things, he wanted to be a producer, you know. He had high potential. Yeah. I just felt like I lost all my, you know, I never knew that it would end so soon like this.
Chadney Allen Sr. cannot believe his 2 children, 17-year-old Kara and 19-year-old Chadney Jr. are gone. Police say their stepfather shot them both in front of their mother to punish her because she wanted a divorce and he suspected she had been cheating.
I know they were calling for me. I know my daughter. They was wishing I was there to help them.
Dearborn Heights police say Gregory Green also murdered his own biological daughters, 6-year-old Coy and 4-year-old Kaylee. Green's brother claims the children's mother, Faith Green, knew her husband murdered his first wife, Tanya.
Like I got hit by a semi-truck because I had no idea that guy was who he was.
I was totally just numb.
We talked on the phone to Monica Johnson. It was her cousin, Tanya Green, who Gregory Green murdered in 1991. Tanya's oldest daughter, Danielle, hid in a closet. Her youngest, Bridget, had cerebral palsy and was not injured. But Tanya was pregnant with Green's baby when he stabbed her to death.
The last stab when they said went through the baby's heart, and that's what actually killed the baby.
The family was devastated a second time when Green was only sentenced to 15 years in prison.
I hope he never sees daylight again.
The father of 2 of Green's latest murder victims wishes he had known that Green murdered his first wife and unborn child.
I don't even think any punishment could fit the crime. If we had the electric chair, I would want him to fry.
And in 1992, Gregory Green's own mother asked the judge for leniency in that murder case. She said, quote, "I don't believe a long sentence will make him any better because he has suffered already and will continue to suffer for the rest of his life." She died several years ago, never knowing he would be charged again with the same crime. Reporting live in downtown Detroit, Kimberly Craig, 7 Action News.
All right.
Faith Green. Good morning, Your Honor. I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied with the outcome. There's no punishment that fits the crime. Not even torture and death would be justice. Your justice will come when you burn in hell for all eternity for murdering 4 innocent children, all because you're insecure as a man. Plus the other 2 lives you took. You are a con artist, you are a monster, you are a devil in disguise. You are now forever exposed. I've thought over and over again what I would say, even though it doesn't even matter. First of all, I am not and did not and will not suffer like you intended for me to do. What you tried to do didn't work. I am and was a damn great mother to all of my children. I was their mother and father. I'm the one who took out the time with each and every one of them. I taught them how to do things as well as people in my family and friends. I taught Chadney how to treat a woman with respect, how to fill out a job application, mock interviews, how to pay bills, encouraging him to give his all in his schooling, producing movies and his drawings. He was a great artist. He graduated from Specs Howard for digital media arts. He wanted to be a producer to make movies. I taught Kara to stay focused, aim high. I showed her how to drive, how a young lady is to carry herself in an orderly manner. Be all that you can be. Try out for everything that you're interested in doing. Pursuing higher education, we were filling out college applications. She wanted to be an OBGYN doctor. She was going to graduate this year from high school. I taught Coy to be open to new things like learning a new language, be confident in doing her schoolwork and in herself. She loved doing arts and crafts with me, letting her imagination run wild. She loved dressing up and putting on my high heels. She would make me laugh, looking at me over her glasses like a little old lady. She loved ballet, cheerleading, and planting flowers with me. My Kaylee had the greatest memory. She loved singing. She loved to carry her purse, which was always filled with hand sanitizer and lip gloss. She loved getting her nails painted and sometimes doing it herself. She also loved ballet and cheerleading. She loved balloons and playing outside. I taught them to be giving, loving, and respectful, to help others, to volunteer. They were not selfish children. Coy and Kaylee were learning about kids less fortunate than themselves. I took them with me to purchase items for Christmas and explained to them what we were doing to make them happy. I always encouraged them and told them that they can do anything they put their minds to do. Those are the lives that you took. You tried to separate them from each other. They are siblings who loved each other and spent time with one another. Trying to split them up didn't work. They are together more than ever. Chadney and Kara are still watching over their little sisters, Coy and Kaylee, forever. I carried each one of them in my womb for 9 months and raised them. Nothing or no one, sure as hell not you, can break me or break my bond with them. But while I stand up here trembling with fear, I put on my bravest face to be in the same room with the man who murdered all 4 of my children. 2 of them violently in front of me with a gun, Chadney and Kara. And he killed my other 2 babies, Coy and Kaylee, with a hose that ran from the tailpipe of his car to where they were innocently sleeping. As if that wasn't enough, let me tell you about some of the devastation that it has actually done to me and my family. My short-term memory is gone. Doctors tell me it's my brain protecting me from the memories of my children being shot in their heads right in front of me, while I was gagged, duct taped, and zip tied. Every time I find strength to get out of bed, as soon as I walk, I'm in extreme pain, sharp pain, from where he shot me in my foot. They don't know if I'll ever walk again without pain. Think about that for a second. Never being able to again to walk without pain. My doctors say I have post-traumatic stress disorder. That's where the migraines and nightmares come from. Sometimes I dream of the night all this happened and wake up screaming and sweating, thinking that I can save my children somehow. Then I realize that the nightmare is actually reality and my children are really gone, and I try to find the strength to start my day somehow. Other times, there's just crazy nightmares that I wake up from in fear and try to understand them, but I'm told that they all link back to this horrific experience I have had. I can't think of the last time I really rested without medication. I can still feel the zip ties around my wrist, and it triggers horrible memories of that night. There's times I find myself drifting off into thought and then realize I'm not thinking of anything. I'm empty. Lost. I'm lost, not really knowing what to do with myself, just existing day to day. I miss my children so much that words will never be able to explain. All I ever wanted to be was a mother, a wife, have a happy family, raise my children to be productive members of society, and be happy. The reality I face now is this will never happen for me. Time will never heal this wound. I will always be empty. A part of me will always be missing. If the day ever comes when I do wake up and it's not the first thing that I think about, when I look in the mirror, I will always be reminded by the scars he put on my face, cutting me from my ears to my chin with a razor blade box cutter. The pain on the left side of my face never goes away. He cut me so deep that it severed multiple nerves that may never heal correctly. I lost so much blood. I was in critical condition for days. I should have died. Some days I wish I would have. He has scarred me for life. My whole family is devastated emotionally by what has happened. But it has extremely been hard on my parents. They love their grandchildren with all their hearts. Most days, my mother has a hard time getting out of bed and has been in the hospital a few times, but my father is taking it the hardest. He's not the same person he once was. The stress has taken a toll on his health. 2 weeks ago, he was taken to the hospital because he had a stroke. I honestly don't know where to go from here. I'm numb. There's a hole in my heart and soul that can never be repaired. The loss to me is so big that I will never truly recover for the rest of my life. I will be forever in pain and heartbreak. This wound will never heal. This wound will never heal. I would like to thank the court and you, Your Honor, for the time you have allowed me to speak. I would like to thank the prosecutor's office and staff and all the police officers who helped in this case. In closing, I understand the recommendation of the sentence, but I would like to recommend, as a victim myself and the mother of all 4 murdered children, life in prison without the chance of parole. Thank you. Faith Green.